Yep, here we go. Wonderful. More stuff to clean. There's a lot of crap in here. All right. She's a beaut, Clark. She's a real beaut. How's it going, everyone? It's Mike with this old hot rod. It's Thursday, a couple days before Christmas. I'm home from work and I removed the Studebaker off the trailer in order to get all of my vintage tools that I bought for the shop. What I thought I would do is I'm gonna open up the doors in this thing. I haven't even done that yet. I'm gonna open up the doors. I'm gonna see what's inside. There's a lot of leaves in it, and it looks like there's some parts, just some little things in the back seat. I don't know what's in there on the floor. I don't know that there's a glove box in this car. You gotta go through the trunk, kind of just take a quick look at everything and see what came with the car, what's in the car. The car is for sale. My buddy John and I, hold on one sec. My buddy John and I that purchased the car, after talking to a lot of guys that are into Studebakers, I've been on the phone several nights this past week and weekend talking to people, and really came down to the realization that the car, even though it looks complete, it's really rough by Studebaker standards, and a lot of guys are telling me you're better off parting it out and helping other guys that have cars that may need the parts just get that much closer to the finish line, you know. So I'm not trying to, I don't want to beat myself up too much about it, because that sometimes is the fate with a lot of these cars that have been sitting outside for a certain amount of years. They just go bad, and unfortunately with all the wood and everything in the structure of these cars, if they sit outside for even a short amount of time, unfortunately the Mother Nature gets to them and does some pretty nasty things to them. So and I'm gonna open them up and see what we got. All right, let's see. So this was the back door header that was actually here. I opened the door, threw some plywood up in here to kind of just protect it from till, you know, we either take it apart or someone buys it. Got these roof bows kind of just propped up in there. So I'm gonna go grab a barrel so I can get rid of some of these leaves and stuff so I can see. There's definitely some stuff in the back. Doesn't look like so much in the front, but definitely in the back. I got a barrel, and I'm gonna start just going through it real quick. Get some of this crap out of here. This old radiator hose. This looks like it was something. A cigarette or a cigar. Maybe a cigar lighter. Could this have been the ashtray? I don't know. That looks like it's what it was. A cigar lighter or an ashtray. Too bad it sat outside. It's a copper pipe. Add that to my copper pipe collection. Some linkage rods. I don't know what they're from. Pipe cutter. By the looks of it, that'll go to scrap. Oh, we got a carburetor. OX2. Now, I don't know who was manufacturing carburetors for Studebakers or Erskines. I'm sure if I looked up that number I could find it. OX2, and then there's a part number under it. 252 572, I think. 532. Another radiator hose. This looks like the dipstick. Yeah. The dipstick. Looks like the water pump. Seized. Well, these will go with the car. I don't know, some type of tank. This could be for oil. A battery terminal. Looks like a heater vent or a grate off the front of a heater. The chrome's all peeling off from sitting in the weather. Oh, we got bell housing, starter bolts. I have to go get some little boxes or something and make sure all these pieces go back in. I want them to go with the car, whoever buys them. Left side cover bolts. That must be for the motor, I assume. Brake or a clutch pedal pad. Old fuel filter. Old hose. The other brake pedal pad. I have the brake pedals, they're still on the transmission, so those will go with it. Another fitting, looks like for a coolant line. Should probably have a mask on, huh? Got a for sale sign, no info on it. The old fan blade. If we do decide to part the car out, these are the parts that are going to be for sale. I do have an eBay page. I don't use it very often. But it's Mike L7030 is my username. I'm gonna move you guys so you're not looking at my butt crack. All right, trying not to fall through the floor. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. This is some wood from the roof. We've got a beautiful dome light still connected to the wiring that is still stapled to the wood. You see some shiny parts, some more old hardware. The rest of the car seems to be complete. And the only thing that was taken apart was the drivetrain, unfortunately. Now, well, these do have metal floors. I didn't know if these cars had metal floors or wood floors. The front of the car is wood, unless that's like an access panel. Yeah, there's metal. All right, let's see. We got some window cranks, I guess. That's what they look like. Little piece of metal that looks like this one. Looks like a handle of some sort for the back seat. Got an old belt buckle. So you guys see this piece of metal down here? I don't know. I have no knowledge of how these cars are built. So, figuring it out as we go, you know? It's like I do everything else. Alright, I'm gonna grab some wire snips. I'm gonna get these wires cut. So that's the dome light for the back. Would have gone in here like so. Those pieces are always nice to find, and I'm sure they're hard to find. This is, I believe, what used to go here. However, it's broken. I'm sure it was nice once upon a time, but unfortunately it's not anymore. Now, it doesn't appear that the rear seat moves, so I don't think it tilts forward. Maybe the bottom comes out. Yep, here we go. Wonderful. More stuff to clean. There's a lot of crap in here. Obviously there were critters living in here, the mice and everything else, but it's still appears to be all there. This is what I've dug up. A little bit of bad metal here showing through, but for the most part, I mean, the metal's all there. For somebody that wanted a car to use maybe for templates or something like that, all the panels are here. I don't know how good they would come out, but what I was noticing was you have metal, but the first 7 inches, 8 inches to go, that goes to here. This is wood. Looks like you have a metal access panel here for something. I didn't pull it out, I'm not gonna. But the main problem with these cars, and I'm sure a lot of coach built cars, are the whole outside edges. This is all wood. This is kind of what I expected to see. I expected to see a lot more wood, honestly. But this is why I don't want to restore. I don't want anything to do with this car. It's just, it's all wood. And unfortunately it sat outside and it, you know, it deteriorated. Oh, look at that. It's still got the old back window, the privacy screen, the curtain. Huh. Boy, that's something, huh? It even works still. Almost 100 years old. Well, that's the back. I got the seat spring over here, the rear seat spring, the bottom rather. I'm gonna go grab my shop vac. I'm just gonna shop vac this out, just clean it up. So if anyone comes here to look at it, it looks at least presentable. I'm gonna leave the old material on the seat. I may take this down, the headliner. Kind of just looks poopy. That's looks like all the insulation and everything fell out of here. Bunched up right there. Alright, let's go grab the shop vac and I'm gonna get the back of this cleaned up. Wiper. All right, well, let's put the seat bottom back, and we'll work on the front. I think that's wrong. No, that's right. That's how it goes right there. All right. She's a beaut, Clark. She's a real beaut. Let's put this stuff in the back. It's too bad that's broke. I'm sure those aren't too easy to come by. But look at the work was involved in making these cars. You just don't see that in Fords, you know, everything was straight. Just the craftsmanship on these cars is just incredible. I guess that's a headlight switch. Still intact, still rotates. Unfortunately, it looks like, I imagine one of these was the throttle and the timing. It's broken, unfortunately. But again, this might be good for someone who has this but needs the other pieces, you know. All right, let's. I'm gonna grab a box, and we're gonna throw these parts in the back in a box, just so things don't get lost. Oh, look at that. There's a handle. Wonder what that handle's for. It turns. Huh. If anybody knows, anyone knows what this handle's for, comment in the video. Let me know. Maybe something that's underneath the car. Yeah. Oh, it turns. It turns. Looks like maybe it opens up something, like a vent, like a floor vent. Is that early seat air conditioning? I don't know. No gold or handguns yet. Guess it's not my day. Alright, so guys, you saw I popped this out. This must have been obviously a panel that was removable to access underneath the front seat. I guess this one probably comes out as well. I grabbed a screwdriver to help the cleaning process. I mean, I have to imagine that's the original black paint still on it. Look at that. Still got some shine to her. This is all just, I don't know, mouse and chipmunk shit. Look at that. Oh God. Let's clean up this side while I'm here. Thinking this car must have been tucked away in a barn or something for quite a few years, because the metal underneath, although it's a little rusty, it's all there. Like I said before, it would be good to use as for templates, or who knows, maybe salvage it. Maybe it's salvageable. People said this car was too far gone. I don't know if that's the case. I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse. All right, I'm back. So, got the inside of the car vacuumed out. I still gotta clean off the front seat cushion, the bottom cushion. But you see what I got done in the front. It was pretty neat. I realized once I got things cleaned up that these little wooden grates pop out. Thought that was kind of neat. Again, the craftsmanship that goes into these cars is just incredible. And this is a carryover from the Stagecoach days, and I'm aware of that. It's just really impressive. I found the cover for the interior light that was on the floor. Not sure what that panel is for down there, but you saw this. I showed you guys this little handle. Let me grab my gloves. Even though I vacuum things, it's still pretty nasty. And we're gonna do another. We'll do a walk around of the car and really show you guys, you know, what things look like, you know. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys what I ended up pulling out of the car. Kind of just a car. The car overall. The steering works, tires and everything move. The car rolls really good, no issues there. Wasn't locked up at all. These little things here. Throw some of these things in the. I'll put that in that bag. So this is some of the parts. We got this, I believe it's an oil canister. The carburetor. The pads for the pedals, or at least one there. I thought there were two. Got some more nuts and bolts. This is an old tool. I don't think that really needs to go with it. What I believe was an old ashtray, which is kind of cool. Too bad it's seen better days, you know. But it's the problem with some of these old cars. You get left outside to Mother Nature, and she's not very kind. I feel as though this has a certain purpose. It's got a slot on the end. I'm not sure what it's for, but it was in the car, so it's going to stay with the car. Like I said, these bolts. I'll put the, oh, here's the other pad. Alright. This is the transmission. The pedals that those pads go on, they're seized, so I'm not going to worry about it. The transmission spins, so that's good for the person that wants to fix the car, I suppose. Got your emergency brake lever here. That's seized, unfortunately. I'm sure it can be freed up. Really cool bakelite shift knob. I'm going to pop this off. Tried the other day, but I couldn't get it, so I'm going to try a little bit harder. I posted up on Instagram and Facebook. I was curious what this said, not knowing any history or anything on Studebakers. What this is, it says Erskine. Erskine was actually a brand or a make of a car that was sold by Studebaker. And the Erskine models were, cars were named after Albert Russell Erskine, who was the president of Studebaker from 1927 to 1930. This car being in 1929, it obviously falls within those dates. And I think that the license plate holder, but that rear stoplight taillight was added after the fact. I don't know that that's original to the car. It could be, but I'm not familiar enough to know all the details. We got this Delco Remy starter. Obviously not original. That's a generator, rather. I'm sorry. Starter is right there. Box full of bolts. So this is the remnant of that back handle that was on the rear of the front seat. It's too bad that that broke. I do not know what this is. Whatever it is, it was adjustable. This is the rotor. Jeez. That's one of the window cranks, I believe. They're broken. I think every single one in the car is broken. And that's the remnants of one of them. That's too bad. Old socket. Put this back in here. So we got the starter. Nothing in there. Got the old fan belt. Another fan belt. Now all these are going to go with the car because I don't have any use for them. I would imagine back in the day this would have had a Studebaker badge on it. If it's not embossed in there, I don't know. I don't see anything. This is my pedal cover. That would go around the steering column there. It's a brake. And then those slide over the pedals. I'm sure those don't pop up too often. Got this big old wrench. Billings, I believe it says on it. It's kind of neat. You got the cap here. The size of the cap, it's tiny. That's why the rotor was so small. My goodness. That's a really cool old wire loom. Part of an old sun visor, I guess. Oh, that must be what that other mount is for. That mount is for the sun visor. Thing that I said was adjustable. Oh, this is my rag joint for the steering. And then the negative battery terminal. Positive battery terminals inside the car. Oh, here's something really cool. That is super cool. I like that. Now I don't want to keep anything from the car, so anything that came with the car, I want it to go with it. I'm not exactly sure what that's for. I think this was added on. This was purchased for the car after the fact, I believe. I may hang on to that. We'll see. That's where the original rear view mirror would have gone, but you can see it's missing. So I would have to assume they purchased this to replace it. And man, that is super cool. We're gonna put that right there. Again, I don't know what this is. I feel like this has something to do with the rear view mirror as well. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. That is what it is. So you can see that there. That would have gone on that ball. And your screws would tighten. And it would tighten the glass in there. That's something fancy that you probably don't come across all that often. Oh boy, more goodies. Another mirror. Oh, what do we got here? Hold on, let's this might actually be the mirror that came with the car. Look at the beveled glass around the edge. Isn't that neat, huh? And we got the mount with a little ball on the back. I'm thinking this might have been what came with the car. Look at that. It fit right on there. It's not staying too good, but I would have to guess that that's the mirror that came with the car. So I had said in the original video that the car seemed really complete, and this just goes to show you it really is. It's got a lot of pieces that go with it. So this piece of glass must go with this mount. So we're gonna hang on to that as well. That might go to the car as well. I don't know. I just don't know. Cool, really cool old hammer. I think I'll hang on to that. So throw these back in here. This must be something to do with the throttle, I guess. Something to do with gas pedal. I don't know. Feel as though it has something to do with this. I thought originally when I saw this had something to do with the gas, the throttle. I still believe it does. This is really neat. This is, I believe, the tire strap. Well, I could be wrong. No, maybe not. I'm not sure. I feel like that's something that would go over the tire, no? Well, whatever it is. Put it in the bucket. I don't know. Hoses that they cut when they pulled the motor. Spark plugs. Plastic something. I don't know. More rear view mirror mounts. I loved his rear view mirrors, I guess. It's a really cool old Art Deco switch. I'll have to see if this works. Might be something I could use on the Roadster. Some nuts and bolts. Remember I told you the things were broken? There's the other three. Or the other two rather. So I got 3 of them total. And that's it, guys. Yeah, I believe this goes to here. Well, those are the extra bits that came with the Studebaker. Put those in there. Thank goodness this trunk was on here, because I feel if the trunk wasn't on here, none of these parts would still be in the car. But fortunately, he was smart enough to put some of those pieces in that trunk. Well, that's what the Studebaker's all about. We got 4 good doors, solid doors. I think this is probably the worst one. Got some spots popping through, so I take that back. We have 3 solid doors. Spare tires. These wheels look good. Where the car sat in the ground for a long time, you can see Mother Nature wasn't too kind. Got one bad spoke there. I don't know the process, what it would be to rebuild one of those wheels. I can't imagine it would be anything easy. This one also really took quite the beating. Got all 6 center caps. All 6 center caps, like I said, so that's good for someone. The headlights are intact. The horns, the radiator, the grill shell. So it says Studebaker here, but it has an E there. So this would have stood for Erskine. It's not something that was cool that John and I both noticed. You have these nylon straps for the shocks. Give you mechanical brake parts here. Quite a bit different than a Ford. These headlights are really cool. They have this peak right there in the front. These are old brass or copper that were nickel plated. And this is all old chrome or nickel. Alright, let's pop the hood. This is what lies underneath. So you see the coil inset right into the firewall. I think the firewall detail is pretty simple. A couple small beads. Nothing too crazy. Still have the radiator support rods on it. These are for the heater. We got some, I imagine, I don't know if that's for fuel or what, but This must have been a gauge. And the other gauge is over there. Steering box, exhaust. These must be like a splash tray. Probably put a small block in this thing pretty easily and get it down the road that much quicker. I'm trying to find a Studebaker motor. I really like this hood, the hood sides. I like the 3 louvers and then the space and then the 3. That was one of the first things in the photo that caught my eye, was this hood side. Thought that would be different, look good on a hot rod. But great, now I can't get the damn hood down. That one's not gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna leave that there. So that's under the hood. The fenders are all pretty good. We got some cancer in the driver's side wheel well, the fender spare tire well. This side's good, but the driver's side's questionable, which kind of would be expected. The door cards on the passenger side are a lot nicer than on the driver's side. I don't know if the tarp blew off on that side or what the situation was, but the driver's side really seemed to take a lot more of the abuse. This is all mohair, so you got to be kind of careful when you're touching it. Again, solid door. The panels intact. Fenders are good except for where the running boards met them. B-pillars are all solid. This one's a little more rigid than the driver's side. The wood over here is still intact, whereas the driver's side isn't. Again, I don't know if it's because the tarp blew off or the way the car was positioned. You can see over here where there's just not a lot left on this side. So I'm gonna get this thing pieced back together so I can get the doors shut. Good enough. Well guys, I'm just gonna wrap this video up here. That's a quick walk around of, well, I say quick, it was probably quite a long video. That's the cleanup and the walk around of the 29 Studebaker. The dash says it's a Dictator. Someone online told me it's a 1928 Commander because of the number on the firewall. I don't have enough information to debate that. At the end of the day, it really doesn't make that much of a difference to me. I do want to find this car a new home. So if you or anybody are interested and you're a Studebaker fanatic, or you want to build something that's different and you think this car is a good candidate to be saved, to take it, you know, to wherever you want to take it, reach out to me, shoot me an email, thisoldhotrod@gmail.com. Obviously you guys know my name. My name's Mike. And reach out, get in touch with me and see if we can maybe work out a deal. I had one gentleman offered to trade me another car, a driving car for this, but he lived halfway across the country and he said I had to drive in order to do the trade, and it's not something I'm interested in doing. So again, if you know anyone who's interested, is a Studebaker nut, or just want something different, I think this car is complete enough, or close to being complete enough, to be saved. I really do. I'm going to end this video here. Appreciate everybody watching, following along. If you haven't, please subscribe. Shoot me a comment. Tell me what you think about the Studebaker. Tell me what you think. Like, what's your favorite thing on this car? Is it the woodwork, the way they did the woodwork? Is it the lines? You know, just these cars are obviously quite a big step above a Ford back in its day. Tell me what your thoughts are. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment, like the video, give it a share if you want to give it a share, if you know someone who's into these Studebakers or these larger, bigger luxury estate style cars. And I have a title with it. The title was signed years ago, but I'm sure there's a way around that. So if you're interested, reach out. Thanks. Like I said, this thisoldhotrod@gmail.com. See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.